Want to know a little secret? I've literally made the fastest and best gains of my entire life when I was just working out about 2 to 3 hours per week. Now, you really need to hear this if you want to make really fast strength and muscle gains, because many people do the mistake of thinking that the more they work out, the better. When in reality, the better you work out, and very often also the more gains you will actually have. Now, I know this might sound strange to you, you probably don't believe it, but let me tell you that in this video I'm going to share with you exactly why that is the case and also how to implement it so that you actually achieve your goals way faster. Now, to be really honest, I didn't believe it too for a very long time. For a very long time, I knew that there were people who were working out way less than me and getting way better results, but I was still working out about 3 times a week, the same muscle groups. I was working out really hard, was working out very often, about more than 8 hours a week. And I was frustrated because I was not achieving the goals I wanted. I was just able to add very few reps and very few sets and very few weights over months and months and months of struggling. And very often, and this is the crazy thing, I was sometimes even, losing strength and losing muscle. And that's when I had to take weeks off to recover. Now, when I actually switched from doing that to working out 2 to 3 hours per week, literally, I got the best results in my entire life. I made the fastest strength and muscle gains I've ever made in my entire life. Now, to be really honest, my choice was not a willing choice. I was kind of forced to work out less, fortunately, to be really honest, very fortunately, because I had broken my knee last year in winter. And so it was hard to go to the gym and I could work out legs and do many of the other workouts I wanted to be doing. I was just condensing my workouts to about 1 hour of push and 1 hour of pull, highest possible intensity. Now, that's when I got the highest and the best and the fastest gains of my entire life. And so after I actually started to recover from that, and after I could actually start working out legs more and start working out other things, I still wanted to maintain these fast gains. And I adapted my workouts so that I was now working out about 4 hours a week of push-pull, legs and abs. So I literally work out 3 hours a week or less, push-pull and legs, 1 hour of push, 1 hour of pull, or 1 hour of legs. And throughout those 3 days, I basically actually work out, 20 minutes of abs, 20 minutes of abs, 20 minutes of abs. So in total, it's about 4 hours. And because I actually like so much working out and all of those kind of things, I also add workouts, forearm workouts, which I don't really need, but just for the fun, or neck workouts or skill workouts for calisthenics. So for the gains, I'm actually doing 3 hours, maximum 4 hours a week. For the fun, I'm adding some other, fun workouts. But I'm sure that I would be even progressing even faster if I was actually not doing those fun workouts, because they still kind of impact my recovery, right? Even if I work out forearms, still I'm impacting a little bit my other muscles and my recovery in general. So if you really want to maximize your strength and muscle gains, working out smarter and less is the key. Now, I bet that you probably still don't believe me, right? You probably think to yourself, yeah, maybe just you, right? Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? Probably both know about him. We probably both know his workout schedule. He was working out more than 20 hours a week, very often twice a day for probably often 4 hours a day. And he was working out very, very high volume, low intensity, a lot of reps, a lot of volume, a lot of pump. And when he was competing for Mr. Olympia, there was another guy just next to him. And when seeing a picture of them, one next to each other, to be really honest, I could not say that one half has the better or worse physique than the other one. They really are very, very, very similar when it comes to muscle hypertrophy and their looks. That guy was Mike Mentzner. And that guy, what I really found interesting is that he was just working out 2 to 3 hours per week. Now, he was competing with a guy who was working out 20 more hours a week, and he was doing 1/10 of the workouts. Now, that means, to me at least, that he had a way more effective way of training. Think about it. If you could get to a physique of nearly Arnold Schwarzenegger, not counting the steroids, obviously, but, by just working out 2 to 3 hours per week, by just optimizing your workouts, that would be amazing, at least in my opinion. And so what Mike Mentzner was actually doing, he was basically using a common law of fitness. Volume and your intensity always have to balance each other out. So if you're working out middle intensity, middle volume, that's all right. If you want to work out more volume, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, you have to bring down the intensity. If you want to bring up the intensity, you have to bring down the volume. And so they were basically having the exact opposite workout plan. Arnold Schwarzenegger was basically doing highest volume, more than 20 hours a week of workouts, 4 hours a day, crazy, and basically very, very, very low intensity. And Mentzner was doing the exact opposite. He was doing highest intensity, lowest volume, 2 to 3 hours a week. Like, that's less than many people work out that I know, like really, really way less. And he was getting crazy results because he was increasing the intensity. Now, why is that the case in the first place, that you can increase your intensity and lower your volume? It's very simple. Muscle hypertrophy works in a way that you basically are creating little damages in your muscles, right? So you create those damages, and the bigger the damage you create, the more time it will actually need to fully restore itself. Now, the mistake that many people do is of working out again before that those muscle tears have been fully recovered. And by doing that, you're going to create bigger ones and bigger ones and bigger ones. And with time, you're actually going to lose muscle mass and strength because you're not giving your body the time and the possibility to restore itself. Now, what Mike Mentzner was basically doing, he was creating massive muscle damages in very little time. His workouts were 45 minutes to 1 hour, just one set per exercise, maxing out on those exercises and those sets, a few exercises, and he was giving all he got, high intensity interval training, pushing hard, very infrequent training, 2 to 3 trainings per week, and that was it, bro. And he was creating such massive muscle tears that it required him a whole week or so to fully recover. And that's the key, because if you're working out like really high volume and low intensity, you're mostly getting a pump. You're pumping blood, but you're not really creating big muscle tears. And that's the reason why you can actually work out again in 1 or 2 days, right? But if you actually go high intensity, you're going to create big muscle tears, and you're going to therefore need more recovery. Now, that is crucial if you want to work a lot on your strength, because if you work out just for muscle mass, you could use the Arnold Schwarzenegger technique of highest volume, lowest intensity. That could work for you. You would need to go to the gym way more often, but it would also work for you to lower the volume and really bring the intensity up. You would work out way less, get the same results. Now, the catch is when you want to also build a lot of strength. For specific and general strength, research has shown that it's superior to work out really, on exercises or weights that are really hard for you, where you cannot do a lot of reps, basically. And when you do those kind of workouts, you are going to create bigger muscle tears. So it's actually better, in my opinion, it's way more effective to bring the intensity up and bring the volume down. You create more muscle faster and you actually become stronger. So if you want to build also strength, maybe you're working on calisthenics, weighted calisthenics, that approach, in my opinion, is way superior, bro. Way superior. And I've personally seen it on myself and many other people. When people work really high intensity and then they add workouts because they feel bored, like they tell me, like, what should I do if I just work out 1 hour a week pull? What should I do the rest of the time? Like just sitting on the couch? You know, you could go and do other things, but they really often add workouts, add sets, add reps, add volume because they feel bored. They don't know what to do with their time. And that's when I've seen that I personally and many other people around me in the gym, my friends, started getting worse results when they were working on high intensity and still tried to, increase the volume. They were not giving their body enough time to recover, very simply. And that's when they actually started to see their progress going down. So you don't want to be making this mistake. If you really want to maximize, skyrocket your gym progress and get very fast and very strong, you need to increase the intensity and at the same time lower the volume. Now, how do you do that? It's very simple. You do less exercises. I literally just do 2 exercises for push, 2 exercises for pull, and 5 exercises for legs. So for push, it's dips and incline bench press. For pull, it's pull-ups and inverted rows. And for legs, it's free squats. It's, how are they called? Glute bridges, like with a weight. Then I do calf raises, and I also do leg extensions and hamstring curls. So 5 exercises, even though I could actually do 3. It would work with just 3. Now, do less exercises, choose compound movements. What are compound movements? Compound movements are movements that basically get you to target many muscles at the same time. That is really important because those kind of movements like dips, like bench press, incline bench press, like inverted rows, like pull-ups, all of those movements that basically target many muscles at the same time help you to build strength. Also, if you want to work on calisthenic skills, they're really important and they build muscle way faster. Because if you would need to do the curls and then target every single back muscle at, specifically, it's way less effective than just choosing an exercise who literally targets all of those muscles at the same time. Now, when you do less exercises, you also want to be doing less sets and reps. So personally, I just do 2 sets for each exercise. So 2 pull-up sets, 2 inverted row sets, 2 dip sets, 2 incline bench press sets per week. Literally. Every single exercise I do, I just do 2 sets. And then you really want to do highest intensity so that you can get the reps down. Because obviously if you just do, low intensity, reduce the sets, reduce the exercises, and reduce the reps, you won't really be working out that effectively. So if you want to bring your exercise down, choose, compound movements that work out many muscles at the same time. Highly recommend you to work out all of your muscles because otherwise you will become bigger and stronger, but kind of weird because you're not evenly becoming bigger and stronger. Secondly, reduce your sets. I do 2. Mike Menzner was doing 1 working set per exercise. 1, bro, just 1. And when you do that, you want to also lower your reps. So do between 8 and 15. But those 8 to 15 reps, they should be maxed out. You shouldn't be able to do more. You should do the last rep and you're fucking destroyed. That's the key. That's when you're going to basically create the biggest muscle tears that will make you bigger and stronger way faster. And thirdly, it's very simple. You need to also work out less often. Now, if you really are choosing compound movements, then you are going max out just 2 sets or very few sets for each exercise. You need to to also work out less often. This is a mistake I've done. This is a mistake I've seen many people doing, because we kind of like feel like I work out 1 hour a week, my push 1 hour a week, my pull 1 hour a week, my legs, what should I do in the rest of the time? Especially if you start liking going to the gym and exercising. And so you could start running or finding other exercises, finding things that, are fun for you, kind of like going to the gym, but still get you the opportunity to recover your muscles that you have just trained. So I personally started working out skills, and that's why I actually now have even longer resting time. So I now don't repeat my workouts every 7 days, but every 9 days, because in between I also do some skills, and that's mainly for the fun, because I like working out. I do sometimes some neck workouts, some forearm workouts for the fun, because I think to myself like, let's go exercising, and I will start again running. So that's how I'm handling it, the need to go to the gym, because it's like fun, it's enjoyable. And if you actually feel that same need, if you want to work out more, you feel like what should I do with the rest of the time, try find ways of exercising that you like, but that at the same time don't, impair with your recovery. You want to let your body recover. That's why I said, if you really choose this high intensity, low volume, very few sets, compound movements, very few exercises, low rep ranges, but like maxing out, then you really also need to work out less often. It's literally as simple as that. And that's how you actually get way stronger, way bigger, in way less time than everyone else. Because it's not about working out more, it's about working out better and less. Before I actually forget, if you have some problems or some struggles, or you want my personal help with your fitness journey, you can book a totally free, yeah, you heard it right, totally free coaching call with me, and I will help you personally to solve your problems and get you to your dream results. Maybe you're struggling to learn skills, maybe you're struggling to, improve the weights, or with some other thing. You can book a free call with me. If you need that help, you know where to get it. Anyways, I really thank you a lot for your time and for your attention, that you've watched this video until to this point. If you actually liked it, and if it helped you out, make sure to leave a like to let me know that you liked it, and to subscribe to not miss on my future videos that might really well help you out if this one did. And yeah, bro, thank you again. Wish you all the best, bro, and see you very soon, hopefully. Ciao.